Hey everybody, welcome back to the Unusual Maw. I have a, well, welcome back to PoE. I have a, we're going to do something a little different today. Over the last couple days, I was working on a new character with a build guide that I watched. And I'll put the link to that video in the description and the paste bin for the build for PoE builds. But it focuses more on strength for your minions rather than just stacking spellcasting speeds. Now, strength doesn't actually help your minions, but if you watch the guide, there's a helmet that you can get that gives half your strength to your minions. So it's very drop dependent, but I guess it's a very affordable set of gear to purchase at the end game. By purchase, I mean with in-game currency, right? I'm not talking real dollars. The build just focuses more on strength and survivability, and the traits are just, you're not actually supposed to run Raging Spirit at the end, but you get carrion golems and zombies and specters, and you run Withering Step and Flame Dash, which it's kind of like our Ice Blink that we were using, except we get 3 charges. It's actually really good, at least some fire behind. Withering Step's really good. It allows you to phase through enemies and debuffs them, I think. It withers them as they go in, which does damage to them and causes them to take more chaos damage, I think. The build guide's pretty in depth, and I highly recommend if you're playing a Necromancer to check that video out. It's just a really good build. There's a lot of stuff I didn't know about this game. Like, I knew that our Spectre, you could summon different kinds based on what you kill, but there's ones that you want to pick up, and oddly enough, like one of the best ones is in Act 2. And they buff your other minions, so we want to get the zombies as powerful as possible, and that'll just buff the zombies. Also, you want to pick up this skill, Pride. It's an aura that causes enemies to take more physical damage, so you just run through the mobs and the zombies just smash them with physical damage. Another thing I didn't know is that this Guardian here, the gear that you put on it matters. And so the better gear you equip the Guardian with, the more likely it is they'll survive and do more damage and stuff. So you actually want to equip it with unique items. And that build guide goes over a lot of that stuff. So there's a lot more depth involved here. We are not very far into the game. We're in Act 5. We're level 47. They're about 30-some levels behind, but it should move a lot faster than it did last time. I know it might be disappointing to have to start over. We're not really starting over, but yeah, we're just a different character. I mean, originally I was going to try to respec the character that I had, but everything I read said that it was just quicker to re-level than to have to farm those things that respec the points and work on that. Additionally, by doing this, we're playing the base game in the league, so we get to actually do Delirium, so that's the plus. We're playing Delirium as well, where we haven't been for a while now. This is not hardcore. I still haven't been working on my hardcore character. She's like level 27, something like that. And I'm actually going to have to start that character over and run it with the same build, because this build's way better than anything I was doing. We just weren't benefiting from any of the stats we were stacking, really. I mean, our Raging Spirit, I think, helps with the casting speed and stuff like that, but all in all, it's not great. I'll take a Kite Shield early. We'll go over and grab this. You can see, you don't really want to stop and hit stuff. You just kind of want to let your minions do it. And I'm just going to run through all this stuff. Right, and then I'll recall them to me as like a shield, so the enemies don't fold in on me. And yeah, that's how it works. You use the convocation to reposition your minions. And to keep them alive, right? Another thing I didn't know that Flask they affect your minions, and it's not, I don't know if it's bad to run 2 health Flask, but it's definitely good to run some more of the defensive Flask in the other positions. So you see we have a bunch of the side Flask here that we weren't running before. Buff Flask and debuff Flask. It's definitely different than how we were playing before. Like, we lost a bunch of zombies there, so we'll have to summon here real quick. But basically what this build allows us to do is just run through. And we're going to get pulled out here. Based on the setup of the map. Not really Yeah, we couldn't have pushed farther there, because we definitely could have. Yeah, it's just a better build. It's somebody who... and props to the guy that made that video. It's an excellent video. Really good editing, too. Highly recommend you guys check that out. Hopefully I remember to put it in the description. I should remember. I actually should probably write it down here. But I've only been working on this for like a day now, this character. I might have said a few days, but it's been a few days, but really only played like one day. So, and not even a full day. We got lost here. We're supposed to go down here. Just a better build, that's all. I'm not really quite sure how the Guardian, how you're supposed to put better gear on him. I'll figure that out in time. This is not really the final build either. You get like, you're gonna pick up Whirlwind, so you're just like cleaving enemies as you walk through them. But you don't want to spam it. Watch the guide. I'm gonna have to watch it again, to be honest with you guys, when I get closer to the end game. Just to make sure I'm doing stuff right. We'll have to figure out how to do trades so we can trade with people. As you can see, my minions, they still need a little bit of help here. We're not quite spiced up yet, but... especially the blue minions. It's got decent single target damage, too. I mean, it's definitely like an AoE type build. And see, we were starting to take a little damage, so we just pop all of our defensive flask. And we're safe. That's how you play the game, guys. I mean, you can play the game however you want, but... Necromancer, this is kind of it. Not so much casting, just a lot of running around and letting your minions do the work. This allows us to clear stuff a lot faster, too, because we're always kind of moving forward. The worst part about it is you don't necessarily get to see the gear all the time. I think if like a unique drops, you'll still hear the an emote, or not an emote, but an audio cue that something important's dropped. And so that probably took us like 3 minutes to clear that out, significantly faster. It's also helps that we've gone through this before. We're not stopping to read everything. Interestingly enough, I've only died one time while playing this. Leveling up here. And that wasn't due to like being overwhelmed by enemies, although we have come close to being overwhelmed. It was more to do with well, it was fire. Like you know, the fire gates that are on the ground. I tried to go too far into that while it was still up, and it just wasn't safe. Hollowed life flask, that might be good, but we're not terribly worried about it. Well, our zombies are down here, so we have to slow down a little bit. Fortunately. Lost our guardian too. It's okay. Oh, no, I don't want to read that. You can see I actually don't cast Flame Dash that much. I mean, it's real good for moving around. I just want to pick all that up. But Wither, I think Wither, was it Withering? Wither Step? What's this called? Withering Step. I think that's actually the play. Then you look, by stacking Strength too, we were able to kind of sit here and take some of these melee shots, which we weren't able to do before. We're low on mana. And then we get some defensive skills like what's this called? Bone Offering, which we can cast, and we get the Flesh Offering too. Just if we really gotta crunch into some enemies that are being difficult to kill. And this playthrough we're stacking a lot more movement speed too. We got some good unique boots that we found earlier on that give us like 25% movement speed or something crazy like that. Let's stop and get our zombies back up and our guardian here as well. We don't have our actual guardian up either. Yeah, good enough. Just to get a guardian up there. Not going to be the best guardian, but it'll be a guardian. It should be going significantly faster than it was last time. I'm probably missing some stuff in between here and there, but quest, and I don't know if I am. Let's take a look at where we're supposed to put this, allocate this point here. You guys won't actually be able to see my PoE builds open. But let's see. We want to put, as far as this goes, we're basically done here. Yeah, he comes down and gets this. I don't know, where am I at? This gem down here, so we'll do that as well. Comes down here and grabs this. It's just the build in general is just more well thought out, where we were just kind of, I don't want to say we were guessing, and I don't think we did bad. Like, we could still play that character, but this is going to be so much better for farming maps and staying alive too, to be honest with you guys. The strength is actually really helpful, along with the movement speed, and to be able to walk through all these minions without taking any damages. I think we could still take damage, but just the fact that we can... we're getting hit pretty hard here. But see, that was recoverable there at least. We did kill Piety in one shot. We killed her in, interestingly enough, one rotation. And we did get hit by it and it didn't kill us, so... Like, we're already at the end of this. This might have been a whole episode just to walk through all this last time. Really looks pretty healed. Kind of want to spam that, heal our minions. It doesn't look like it works as well as I would think it would work. They're already at Innocence here. Or High Templar Avarice. I thought this was Innocence. And ooh, jeez. Yeah, I kind of remember that now that I think about it. You can see we melted him pretty quick there. And we're probably going to melt him here pretty quick too. As soon as he gets out of this invulnerable phase. Yeah, that's what's new in PoE. I'm talking about it for a while here now. That was much quicker than last time. I'm trying to think of anything else that's going on. I don't know if I mentioned this, but I did try to go through Ori and beat it in... Oh, we got another phase here. Ori in the... Ooh, taking a little damage. Probably want to get out of that? Yeah. Did try to go through and beat Ori and the Will-o'-the-Wisp in under 4 hours. And we did it in 4 hours and 15 minutes. I don't have a recording for that. It was just something I was doing to finish achievements out. I was super bummed about that. I'm going to have to play through that again, which is okay. And I have a lot of other achievements to get in there as well. I guess saves coming in that game, you just save your game in a different save slot. You don't have to actually go through and mess with like config files or anything. Actually pretty straightforward. Doom Eternal is still going on. I don't think it's... Well, I don't know. I was playing Nightmare mode last night to try to catch up to where I was on Ultraviolence. And the game is tough. It's real tough. I'm close to where I'm at. And I will get there. It's not impossible by any stretch. It's very doable. So I'm working through that and getting the secrets on Nightmare mode. Really enjoying that game. So that's going on. I'm playing through that. And if I ever catch up to where I'm at, our Nightmare playthrough will replace the Ultraviolence playthrough.
Innocence.
This looks pretty good, actually. It's in a base.
You and only you, I shall say.
Which we will get to, though. We will catch up there. For sure. I just pop this here. Watched a lot of movies the last couple days. I watched War Dogs the other day. Okay, now let's take a look here. Global physical damage. I don't know if these gems apply damage to... Leave grants fortify on hit. There's fire damage, 8% increased global physical damage with at least 40 strength. Ground slam. We're not going to be using ground slam. Ground slam. Projectile damage, no. Fire damage, no. I think this is probably the best one. I don't think this global physical damage applies to our minions either. So, I mean, these aren't great gems, but we'll pick it up anyway, just for a unique gem. Don't have a slot quite yet. Let's look at these items. 4% to all elemental resistances, 8% increased armor and energy shield. Reduced freeze damage. We're going to hang on to it, but we won't equip it. We still need these 3 gem slots here. I'm tempted to put this on just for all the sockets and gem slots, but we're not going to do it. We're not really getting much out of the spell damage, though. We can't really afford to lose all the blue sockets yet. The build's very particular, too. Like, you'll wind up with exactly what you need. We're not going to equip that either, although 31 strength is pretty good. We'll lose the 20% movement and speed increase. This has got 10% on it. Not good enough. Not good enough. And we'll save the unique. So yeah, I was watching War Dogs. Excellent movie. I think that came out probably a couple years ago. If you haven't seen it, it's about two young guys that start dealing arms during the Iraq War and how they make money selling arms to the U.S. government and the hilarity that ensues. Did I want to go back in here? I don't think I did. Pick this up just for the lulz. So that was an excellent movie. I highly recommend that movie. Jonah Hill's a fantastic actor. I don't remember what the other guy's name was. Where are we trying to go? We want to go down here. I don't have a way to get over there quickly, though, sadly. So we'll have to walk ourselves back over there. Is that right? We have to go all the way back to the control blocks? We didn't get a waypoint here. That's kind of sucks. And am I looking at this right? Travel to the Chamber of Innocence. Entrance is now blocked. What am I screwing up here? Oh, I guess this is right. We're gonna have to walk all the way through here again. Yeah, but he was fantastic too. The other actor, I don't remember his name. As well as the supporting cast, all did pretty good in that movie. I missed a buff there. That's all right. You can see we're able to just kind of stand in here and take shots. Another interesting movie, I watched this movie today actually, was Die Hard. I've never seen Die Hard before. It's just one of those things just didn't happen for me growing up, and I'm not a person that sits around and watches TV all day. Ow. So I never catch it like on HBO or not HBO, like TBS or USA, where they probably play it like once a month for the last 15 years or something. And since I don't watch TV, really, it's not something I would have caught. Stay in? Doesn't look like it. But anyways, pleasantly surprised with that movie. That was an excellent movie. That movie came out in 1988. I read up a little bit about it after watching it. This is what I typically do when I really enjoy a movie. It came out in 1988. It has Carl Winslow from Family Matters in it. Wait, is it 1988? Might be getting years mixed up. I think it was 88. And it's got Alan Rickman, Snape from Harry Potter. Which is a pleasant surprise. He's an excellent actor. I didn't really know him from anything else besides Harry Potter, though. I'm sure he's been in a ton of movies I've enjoyed over the years. The movie cost, I think it was $23 million to make. It made $181 million. Excellent film, and the special effects are really good. Like, you can't even tell they're special effects. It's really good. I wouldn't say I'm a huge fan of Bruce Willis. I definitely don't like. Definitely don't like the guy. Definitely don't not like him. In fact, I enjoy a lot of his movies. To be honest with you guys, he's an excellent actor. Like, I really like the. What was it called? I know Glass was the newest one. Oh, Unbreakable. I really enjoyed Unbreakable. It's a lot slower paced movie than Die Hard. Like, Die Hard is. That's like 10,000 beats per minute. You know, start to finish. And then I also watched Andre, the documentary about Andre the Giant, which I had seen bits and pieces of that documentary before it came out, but I never sat down and watched the whole thing. And that was really good, actually. It's a little Andre the Giant's before my time. I'm not that old. Like, when I had gotten into wrestling, Andre the Giant wasn't even really talked about. Like, the Giant or Paul White was really what they were trying to promote as the new hotness. I can't go in that way now, huh? It says this way is blocked, so I suppose we could double back this way. Well, that was kind of a waste of time there. Yeah, they were promoting Paul White as the Giant, and so to talk about the other Giant kind of diminished his importance, I guess. So they didn't really talk about it in the WWF. We do this for freedom. In my opinion, I kind of was at the golden age of wrestling, and I'm sure everybody thinks that, that are wrestling fans. I haven't watched wrestling in a long time. It's been probably 15 years or maybe more that I've sat down and watched wrestling. I'm supposed to exit this way. I do enjoy it, though. What am I trying to do? Oh, we're going out this way. And then out the front gate here. Maybe. No, Scott. How about no? But yeah, it was really cool to see them talk about Andre the Giant and learn a little bit more about him. Oh, Bannon, if you only knew. This is where we're supposed to be. I do enjoy watching movies. I watch a lot of YouTube videos, like an obscene amount of YouTube videos. It's good to watch movies, though. I just never sit down and watch it. I think what it is most YouTube videos you can watch in a half hour and just do something else, or just chain watch videos, really. Where a movie you have to actually sit down and pay attention to, or at least I like to. That's why I typically don't watch movies as much. I did see I was trying to find a place to watch it too recently, and the only place I could see that you could watch it was Rental at the start of the month because I really wanted to watch that. It's not as good as the first one, but I still would love to see it. But I guess it came out on HBO Go, right? Well, HBO on the 11th of April. So that'll probably be what I watch next. It's to Electric Boogaloo, starring Bill Hader and I can't remember what the name of the guy who does Pennywise. John, I don't know. Scarborough, Scarsborough, something like that. The guy's a pretty cool guy. I've seen a few interviews with him. He seems like a nice guy and perfect casting for Pennywise too. And he does, you know, I mean, I haven't seen 2, but in 1. I mean, if you're talking about a modern day Pennywise, that's the guy. Couldn't ask for a better Pennywise. I was so pogged up for it too when the trailer came out. The scene with the they played like a whole scene, and I guess it was a scene taken from the television show where they go back and visit the town, and somebody stops to visit an old lady's house where she used to live. I think it's I forget which character. Maybe the girl's character, Bobby Brown. I can't remember her name either. Millie Bobby Brown, something like that. And some old woman lives there, but it's Pennywise. If you haven't seen the trailer for that, it's super good, man. Super good. That's the chills to pay the bills movie trailer. I think the movie did really well too, if I remember right, in the box office. Good for those guys. They turned an old movie into a classic. Well, a classic into a modern classic, I'd say. I thought I could go through that wall there. Turns out we're not ethereal. I guess we were supposed to go down this way. I know we missed picking some of that stuff up, but we don't really care. And we kind of do, but not really. Let's see, what do we want to get? We wanted to go down here and get this gem, right? I think the build is updated for Delirium, which has the new like giant gems. I don't know what you call them because I haven't gotten them yet. The ones that extend the tree out. We might go back to hour-long episodes just to speed through some of this stuff here. At least temporarily. Kind of chatty and forgotten that we can actually move through this stuff kind of quick. Going the right way? I think I am. I've almost got my computer set up with the solid state drive, or all the files and stuff migrated over. Still working on some stuff. There's some programs I have to debate on whether or not I'm actually going to put them on the SSD. I know they would work a lot better on the SSD, but I didn't buy a huge SSD. I only bought a 500 gigabyte one. So space is somewhat limited, but there's a lot of applications that I use on a quite often that would serve me well on the SSD. So I have to kind of figure out what I'm going to do there, and make sure that all my old programs are going to work. I had a lot of stuff that was contingent. I had a lot of repositories that. I mean, I don't know how that's going to work migrating all that stuff over for my programming projects. We'll see. I'm gonna have to reinstall a lot of programming languages. I think the only one I've got up and running right now is Kotlin, which is actually not even working because you need Java. I don't have Java installed. A little bit confused about how OpenJDK works nowadays. I mean, I kind of get it, but I don't know. I think it's just one iteration behind. Or it might not even be that. I don't know. It feels weird that they decided to do that, Oracle. If you don't know anything about programming languages, this might sound kind of weird, but you don't know what I'm talking about. But I think ultimately it actually was a good thing that they did. It just doesn't feel like it. I think everybody wins. The businesses win, and independent developers win as well, as far as managing and dealing with Java. So I still have to set up all my dev environments, which is a pain in the butt. If you guys have never done it, it's probably like one of the worst parts about programming is setting up your development environments. There was a company I worked for where we had to. They moved us to like a encryption. They tried to encrypt. Well, they did encrypt all the drives using BitLocker. You know what that is? It's just like an encryption tool that you have to use two-factor authentication with keys to get access to the data. They had a big data breach shortly after I had arrived there. So it basically wiped all the drives and all the settings and stuff. So I had to reset up that dev environment. It should be a good 2 working days to do. It was kind of a pain in the butt. And my senior was he was at Disney World at the time that was going on, so I couldn't really get help for some of the stuff. He had some of the authentication, or not authentication keys, but not premium version, but licensing keys for some of the software that I needed. I had to wait till he got back to finish some of that stuff. It was a pain in the butt. Always is, always will be. I suppose, you know, when thinking about it, it probably always won't be a pain in the butt. I'm sure they're going to come up with ways that you can, yeah, you can just sync your files and settings from Firefox or Chrome or Windows. I'm sure they'll have like kind of a setup for developers eventually when we get better at moving huge chunks of data around the net. That's probably the delimiting factor right now, is it development environments are a little bit more heavy-handed than maybe say Windows settings and Firefox bookmarks. And once they figure that out, it's by say that I mean like large data. I mean, I don't know. They may already have it figured out. They probably do. It's only a matter of time before all that stuff gets easier. That's the item we want. Crafting recipe, we'll take it. Anything else to talk about? I mean, I don't know, I'm trying to be entertaining. I'm probably boring some of you guys with the programming talk. Especially with my limited knowledge. That's one of those things where you have to be careful about how in-depth you talk about stuff and how brief you talk about stuff, because most people don't know everything about it, myself included. So I don't know. Kind of feel like we're playing like we used to play, where we're not actually walking through all these minions with Withering Step, instead trying to fight them with Raging Spirits. This is not the way to play this build. trying to think if there's anything new on the gaming news. There's something I wanted to talk about, and that was the apparently id Software and Bethesda released the final soundtrack for Doom Eternal, which was all composed by Mick Gordon. But the big problem did I kill him already? No, he's not even out yet. They didn't have Mick Gordon mix all the tracks. I think Mick Gordon only mixed like 4 tracks out of like the 50 or something he did for that game. And he's not happy about it. Well, let's clear this out here real quick. At least that's what the initial reaction is from what people are guessing about a screenshot and something he posted on Twitter. So he may not be working with id anymore moving forward, which is a real shame. I don't mean to take anything away from the people that worked on the actual Doom game, like just the Doom game, which the music is a big part of the game. Not to say that that's not a big part of the game. But the soundtrack is a huge part of that game. And if anybody at id ever listens to this, which they probably won't, I would love for you guys to make that right between you two, because he's a big part about what makes that game good. So hopefully they work it out. And I suspect they will. I mean, he's been working with those guys for a long time. I guess he did the Wolfenstein soundtrack, along with some other games too. I've yet to play any of the new Wolfenstein games. I own, I think, 2 of them. I don't own the one that's supposedly not very good. I don't own that one. I don't know what that one's called. I think I actually do have it on Xbox Game Pass, which is the newest one. And I guess the reason it's supposed to be not that good is it... I don't know if I really want to jump down this barrel hole. If you're interested in why it's not very good, or why people think it's not very good, I don't know. It could be amazing. Look it up. I don't really want to talk about that controversy on this channel. Or in general. Well, I'll go ahead and bring it up. Sure, why not? It's a kind of... It focuses on the girl power aspect. That's like a selling point. And the gaming community never really reacts positively to that kind of... forced inclusion. I'll say that. I mean, I personally don't mind if it's a good game. It's a good game. I don't know. This is why I didn't want to talk about this controversy. And it may be a good game. We'll have to check it out. I mean, we could play it on Xbox Game Pass. But I know the first 2 are really good. There's also a VR mech game that they released, and Doom VFR, which I haven't played either. I don't know if he did the music for those games as well. But man, Mick Gordon can make a soundtrack. Like, and maybe I talked about this on a couple episodes ago. Maybe I didn't. The funniest part about the creation of that, if you watch the documentary, is they kind of told him, at least this is how it's said, and I don't know why they would paint it in any other light, but maybe they did. They told him, don't do heavy metal music. Like, people don't want to hear heavy metal. It's old. It's not popular. It's cringy. It's kind of like, you know, there's just a negative stereotype around that kind of music, I guess. At least in their office there is. That's my favorite genre of music, if people are wondering where I stand on that. And I'm not like a death metal guy. I'm more of a... well, I haven't been watching the time here. Gotta check the time on the episode. Okay. I'm not really a death metal guy, but I love metal. Look at the waist. This is one of my favorite parts going through this level, is hearing the lore about the Catawba fish. So yeah, they told him no metal in the soundtrack. Don't do it. They were looking for more ambiance, I think. And he was like, yeah, okay, no metal. And then he just did metal anyway, and it was just it was really good. I think even if you don't appreciate metal, I think you can appreciate the soundtrack. I haven't listened to the second one all the way through, but I'll put the first one on Spotify, and I'll tell Alexa to play it from time to time because it's that good. It just reminds me. Well, it is atmospheric, but it's metal as well. Like if I didn't know any better, just listening to that music, I feel like there's an insane person in my basement or in my attic just waiting to come out and challenge me to a chainsaw duel. And it's so good. Real sense of fear that soundtrack puts in you. But the big controversy with the new one is, of course, that he didn't mix the whole entire soundtrack of the second one. And the second one's really good too. I think my favorite track is probably Super Gore's Nest. But in listening to the... that wasn't mixed by Mick, either. I listened to the raw version from the game, and it's so much better. It's got like these interludes with... It sounds like a fly buzzing in the background, or like a... Maybe like a record. I can't even describe the sound. Which is another good reason to go watch... documentary of Mick Gordon making the music for that game. He does some like talks maybe at GDC, might have been, about how he works to make the sounds, and they're very unique in what he's doing. But anyway, that mix, the raw sound is much better than the mix version. Not to say the mix version is bad, but it's just not as good. I don't know. I think they sought out to make a soundtrack that was more mainstream friendly. And I don't even know if that was it. I don't know. But somebody down at Bethesda or id, I keep trying to throw Bethesda under the bus. I'm pretty sure this was all id. Thought it would be a good idea to... We're going to drop these gloves. I feel like it really wants me to pick these up. Sure. They decided to do some of the promo for Doom Eternal using a rap song. And guys, I love rap too. Like I'm not a huge rap fan. I mean, say that I love rap. It's not necessarily true. But I really appreciate the genre of rap. I can sit and listen to rap all day. Rap's a fantastic genre. Probably my second favorite genre. It's probably metal. New age metal, really. Rap rock, which, yeah, and then rap. And then country, probably? Or maybe even instrumental, probably before country. So anyway, I've got nothing against rap. Rap's fantastic. Yeah, but to put that, when you've got, like, a guy who helps sell the game, the soundtrack that helps sell the game, and like the whole community knows who Mick Gordon is. And they had a trailer with the Doom music as well, but it was like 50% of the time you would see the one with the Christian rapper and Mick Gordon's soundtrack, and it was just like, what are you guys doing? Why are you guys doing this? And it almost feels like somebody who makes way too much money at that company is inserting their opinion, what they learned in marketing school. I know maybe it worked out for them. I mean, I bought it. It's kind of like that Tool song. What is it? Not 46 and 2. What's I can't remember the name of the song. The one where he's basically talking to the hipster. Buy my new record. I can't remember the name of the song. It's like that. I mean, we can criticize them, but we bought one, and maybe they sold a copy to people that love rap too. So, but if anybody, like I said, if anybody from id's listening, don't do that again. You don't need to do it, and I don't necessarily. I'm not sure. Maybe it did work. I don't know. I'll shut up. Maybe that was the right move. So yeah, they may... Well, I'm kind of getting all over the place now. lost to what we were actually talking about, or where it was, what I've talked about and what I haven't talked about. But they need to make peace with Mick Gordon, so we can get a third Doom soundtrack. 1+ melee strike range, increased projectile damage. I don't think any of these are great for us. Maybe the movement speed. In fact, did we pick up the gem slot just now? Oh, we got one more. I think we're going to use this just for the movement speed. I don't know if movement speed has diminishing returns in this game. Probably not, but you never know. It was a good find on that belt. I still need blue sockets really bad. Probably not going to keep any of this stuff. I still haven't really got the crafting down as far as like adding gem slots to gear and figuring out what's efficient way to do that. Originally, I was going to try to level this character up, and we were going to play the other one until this one caught up. But
remember, we do this for freedom.
I think this is going to go so fast, you guys won't even know what hit you. We'll be right back to where we were, and we'll be better at what we're doing, which will allow us to actually complete the game, allow them to die 1,000 times in maps. Already, our inventory is getting kind of out of hand. I find it much easier to kind of flesh out my build and take time, check gear when we're not recording. It's not an impossible thing to do, it's just easier to be able to take my time and not feel like I have to bore you guys with reading out stuff. I think this is where we wanted to go. I feel like we're probably like a week out of where we are in the regular series, as far as if we're on pace to the old pace, but we'll probably be there in a couple of days. To be honest with you guys, it shouldn't take us any time at all. I don't think, anyway. Feels good to be playing Delirium again. I'll say that. I was super sad that we weren't playing it, and that's kind of the benefit of not playing. See a ghost. That died so quickly there. The benefit of playing non-hardcore is, we're guaranteed to see the whole entire league. And to be honest with you guys, I don't think the league has a whole lot of time left in it. Maybe. If you're not familiar with what leagues are, it's like the seasonal affix. Right now it's the Delirium. Next season it'll be something else, or next league cycle? I'm not really sure the correct terminology I'm supposed to be using here. But yeah. Is that big? Not really. I think it's supposed to be on like a 3-week to 3-month cycle. 4-week to 3 months. A pretty big window I just named there. For this sin, I don't know what kind of quest he gave us there. Or what that did. Oh, he wants to go on the rooftop. So we're already at Catawba here. We're almost done with Act 5. That was in this episode. Speaking of this episode, 49 minutes, give or take. Give or take a little bit. I think this is right. We can just go back to the Rune Square. And we're heading into Catawba already. Remember, at the rooftop should be over this way on the roof. Now, if we could get through this boss without dying, I'd say, yeah, it was just a build issue, really. I still think we could beat all these bosses and stuff with our old build. Although Lunaris and Solaris that's a different story. If I can beat that boss with this build, then I'd say we're probably good to go to really put a hard effort into hardcore. By then, maybe a new league will be out though, and who knows? Who knows, guys? I think the worst part about going through this so fast is I know I'm missing optional quests, which tend to give you skill books. So I'm probably gonna have to go back and do a little bit of that at the end when we get to the through Act 10 here. Let's keep it moving here. We got a snare. We're snared. That debuff is. The other thing too, when you're not really pressed to stop and pick up everything, it's a lot quicker to move around in this game. And so for those people that are that are going to be racing in 2 days for the method race, they're probably not going to be stopping to pick up a whole lot of loot. I assume. I don't actually know the rules though, or the format. I would love if it was a hardcore race. That would be so much more interesting to me. And to them, it's probably not even a big deal. Hardcore or normal, Delirium, or whatever league, they probably don't care. Those guys will probably wreck face. I mean, they get paid to play this game. This is like their job, and they get paid for it for a reason. They're really good at it. I assume. I've never actually seen any of them play it, but that's usually the case. Usually the case. So actually, I think for this channel, it's going to be a lot of PoE and a lot of Doom for a while. And if you're not into that, I'm sorry. If there's something you want to see, drop me a comment and I'll look into it. Can't guarantee I'm going to play it, but as long as it's not something crazy, I'd be more than willing to play it. Although I am enjoying PoE quite a bit. And Doom. But I suspect for the next probably 2 months, that's probably what we're going to be playing. Until we finish those games out. With maybe an Ori update video if I could get some of these achievements done. Been a real struggle as of late to, one, find time to play through that game again, and two, actually complete the achievements I want to complete in there. Missing the 4-hour timer by 15 minutes was a real heartbreak. I did beat the game on, I think we might have been playing on easy. One of the achievements is to not spend any of your spirit light. And I did get that one done. Or spend, one of the other currency points, like spend no currency, basically. There's a couple achievements I got for doing that. Not too difficult, to be honest with you guys. It was more time consuming than it. We'll pick up this gem slot. Did we carry the gem with us? No, but we have a gem. It's a pretty bad gem, though. I'm not even going to bother. Where's the cash in here? Is there one in here? Kind of assume there always was one, but maybe not. Doesn't look like it. I guess we can leave. This episode's turning into a long one. We're at 54 minutes. Maybe we'll try to kill Catawba here and then call it an episode. A little bit longer than an hour, but okay. I feel like we're moving fast, but maybe it's because we've been moving so slow on the maps because we've been dying a lot that this feels fast to me, but we're actually moving at about the same pace we were last time. Kind of hard to say. I get talking about other stuff, I wind up playing slower too. But so maybe we won't record all these episodes. Everything we do here is an episode. We'll do some of it on the side, you know, all the way up until at least we get to the map area. Or back to where we were. I'll just have small updates. So like I'll gain 10 levels and the next episode will be level 68 in Act 7. Yeah, I don't want to get hit by that, I guess. That was pretty bad. He doesn't swipe this way though, if I remember it. At least it didn't one-shot us. It could have potentially one-shot us. And the big benefit here of this build too is we should be able to kill him significantly faster. That hurt significantly less too that time. That big blood pentagram there. So if we can just survive a hit, I mean, we're okay. We're going to be able to do this. Just by standing in this one spot, actually. I mean, yeah, that hurt, but we lived. So who cares? Makes his boss a little bit easier. When I don't have to worry about dashing around this beam. You guys might be wondering why we're not using skeletons. We were for a while, but it's not part of the final build, so figure I might as well go ahead and get used to not using them. Was this the bad one? I mean, so we did it. Just really good. Really, really good. Not too bad. Let's get to the camp here before we close shop this episode. Oh, I guess we're already here. This is it, isn't it? Yeah. Go Lily Roth. So that's going to do it for this episode, guys. As usual, if you like the video, drop us a like. If you want to see more from me, go ahead and subscribe. But that's going to do it here. We'll see you in the next episode, guys. Till then, take care.